just think your defense is bad, and we're gonna find out real quick here in the next 2 to 3 weeks if you guys have got
the
got it or
defense
not.
is bad, and we let up 2 goals really because the third one doesn't count because we were literally
How
pushing.
does it not count?
I mean,
because
it still counts.
I mean, let's be
It
honest.
still counts.
No, it
Come
counts, but I'm saying the only reason it went in is because we were full on. We were pressing for a tie. Like, that wouldn't have happened. That's my point. It wouldn't have happened if they weren't pressing for the tie.
But it did because you were
That's
pressing
football,
for a tie
Steve.
because
Come
you got
on.
scored on. Yeah, come on now.
Okay, all right.
Spin zone.
Liverpool
Mr.
stuff.
Spin zone.
Hello, and welcome to our 5th podcast with the boys, Dapper, Steve, and Serea. We got a nice little docket today to talk about. We'll talk about the UCL, some FPL, some rookie cards, and the usual banter from the boys. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It goes a very long way in building our community and growing the channel.
Beauties. Gucci. What's up? What's up, Benzini? Cheers to the old UK boys.
You always tell me that it's all up in my head. You got me overlooking all of my options. You got me going back and forth with my conscience. All up in my bed. You always see that.
But Fox Sports now does have the rights to Saudi Arabia, so we are going to be seeing some in real time, which is honestly, I'm kind of excited. I want to see the level of the homegrown Saudi players to see how they stack up against I would say USA. I don't know if there's a better comparison as far as quality of player, but we'll just see. Honestly,
you know what we
it'll be
need?
nice.
We need an MLS versus Saudi Cup is what we need.
Yes.
Just to
add them to the
We
League
would
Cup.
spank the shit out of them.
That was immediately my thought, though, is if it would never work. It's so
never
far and
gonna
it wouldn't make
happen.
sense. But it would be
That
so
will
sick
never
if they were
happen.
in the League Cup. If they were in the League Cup, that would be awesome.
You catch
There is
way
a
too
way.
much flack.
Guys, there is a way that Al Nasser could play against Inter Miami in a
Yes.
competitive match.
The Club World Cup.
That would, yes, correct. That would require Al Nasser to win everything and Inter Miami to win the league in the MLS. So they would have to qualify for playoff. But after last night, they won 3-1. Ankara Messi getting man of the match performance, 2 assists. I did watch the game until I snoozed at 11:30. But we got to talk about Inter Miami. They are clearly, they're winning games. You'd think by now teams would prepare for Messi, but I still watch the same mistakes over and over again. Messi passes the ball, they don't follow him. He runs into the box and he just taps one in. So
Yeah, it's actually unreal, dude. I'm gonna tell you, some of these young guys, they haven't. Who's that guy? Something with an F. Guy is ridiculous straight ahead,
Number 14.
north to south.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Fidelis,
Okay,
I almost said
maybe
Fidelis. Fieles or something like that. He's 21 years old, but he had the ball at some open space and just charged in front of everybody. Did you see that? That guy. But him, there's a couple of young 20-year-old guys in that team that are really good.
it was also the first match that all the summer signings for Inter Miami started in the same match. All 6 summer signings were starting, which is nice to see. To be honest, I'm feeling I'm on the Kramaski wave, to be honest.
He's a beast.
I like him. He's got good. He runs the most. I think they put up the tally. He had 4.5 miles in 60 minutes. The guy is just pure speed.
He had a couple of really good balls too, almost Messi-esque type stuff.
When you play with the best, you'll start seeing different kinds of passes and plays that normally when you're playing with just Sunday League quality, you're not going to see. But are we?
That's the thing is he elevates them. Some of these guys are gonna get transfers and they're not gonna be the same because Messi is just like that, and it's so. Yeah, man. I've watched every game since he's come in, League Cup, the U.S. Open Cup, and all these MLS games. And from the book standpoint, they had LAFC majorly favored last night. Money line for them for Inter Miami was plus 268, which your boy's on a heater. I'm 11-4 right now, absolutely spanking the book, so I'm loving. But it's so cool to just see how just good he is and just how he's able to just elevate that team, because it would be one thing if he would have gone and joined LA Galaxy and then they were just dominating. But he went to a team that was dead last. Nobody watched, nobody talked about, only talked about as the worst team and who Messi's coming into. And they are balling now, man. Like taking on the best teams, going to their barn, like one of the toughest barns to play in the MLS. It's cool to see. Hopefully more players keep coming because of that.
I do have to say, though, LAFC kind of fumbled the bag because they could have had a few goals that they missed. It would have been completely different. Like, Miami actually got outplayed for probably like 75% of that game. They just capitalized on their opportunities.
Until they scored the goal, like LA should have had like two or three goals. Like that number 99 guy, like if you were playing with him in FIFA, he has like 15 composure.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't get their act together on set pieces, Miami's defense, they're not going to win them. If they get to the playoffs, they're not winning MLS Cup. It's just not going to happen. Every set piece is like ridiculously dangerous. They don't know how to defend set pieces at all.
Campana to defend. He's like the main man up there.
Bro,
he
that
wins
guy
all
with
the
his
aerial
hair
dudes.
every time. I
love
swear he's
it.
baby oiling his hair before he steps on, and he's always just like slicking it. It looks so good, but
Guy's electric. And he's got the number 9, but not starting. But
you
clearly,
were talking about the goalie last week or last episode, Steve, but Callahan or whatever.
Calendar, baby.
Bro, he is a dog. Like makes
he's got that
crazy
bleached hair
saves.
now too. He's
feeling himself.
He had a big, strong hand. I mean, I don't know if you watched some of the reactions. I mean, I did watch the whole game, but Carlos Vela, I mean, what are we feeling about Carlos Vela? I mean, I watched him, and he made like this whole big fit because he didn't get past the ball. To be fair, he should have gotten the ball. But 15 composure, number 99 up top after that game, he needs to be benched. But
when he missed
he missed a one-on-one, and then he didn't pass it out wide to Vela for literally a one-on-one. And then I think he missed another. He missed like 3 or 4 clear chances. Yeah. Like if you're playing at the top level, you've got to at least score 1.
I forget what his name is, just because it's like a long pronunciated last name, but he's actually, I think, 3rd in MLS. He has 12 goals. Like he actually can score. He just completely was off his game last night. Maybe it was the Messi, the luster from Messi. He lost his luster. So
Vea or 99 who scuffed it as the 12 goals.
99.
That's what I was asking. Yeah.
No, the other guy had 9. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying too. Like he was probably like, I'm not gonna pass the Vela. Like I've got 12 goals. I'm in the MLS Golden Boot race.
Moment might have gotten to him a little bit. I think the thing that like triggered me of Vea is like it was such a little show, like that thing where it's like if you were gonna get mad like that, look at that dude and let him know. Like talk to him, be like, you give me that ball, blah blah blah. When he's just like looking away because he knows the camera's on him and he does it 3 times and I'm like, bro, there's absolutely you're doing that all for a show. Like 100% you should have gotten that ball there, but like look at the player and actually, even if you're still going to be pissed off and chew him out, like don't just put on a little show where you're throwing a little hissy fit like off to the side. That was jokes for me.
Yeah, but honestly, what else can you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That MLS is entertaining to watch, though, now that like Messi plays. I know the games are at 10 p.m., which is a little late on Eastern time, but like I still like watching him.
Yeah. I've been watching way more MLS. I never
100%.
watched MLS like that, and I'm watching like all the games now.
I've been telling people for years, I was like, you got to watch MLS. It's not as bad as you like. Obviously, if you go from watching the Premier League and then you start watching MLS, like the quality, it's not the same. That's obvious. Like it's just not as clean. A lot of fumbled balls going out of play more, stuff like that. The speed isn't the same, but it's just a different style. It's more like grindy, a lot more physical. But the product is phenomenal, especially when Messi is playing in the games. It's fun to watch. I mean, my team's NYCFC, and they're so bad this year. I can't like watch every game, but the Messi games, I'm watching from beginning to end. I was like dozing off in bed last night watching the game. I was like falling asleep, and he scored. I was like woke up, watched the end of the game. So it's good stuff.
All right, Group A: Manchester United, Bayern, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. The Turkish Giants, the Denmark side, and United and Bayern. Unfortunately, Bayern is like the destroyer of everyone in the Champions League. So, Steve, what are we feeling with the United vibes here?
I think we do fine. I mean, I think Group A is pretty obvious. It's going to be United and Bayern. Like, it should be pretty obvious. I think we survive and advance. I hope so.
Advancing would be nice. Any other thoughts, boys?
I'm concerned about your defense. Like, obviously, you guys have the offensive power to go and do it.
Johnny Evans look rough, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. And then you're sending Maguire in. Injuries are just always playing a factor. So I think that you guys can definitely figure it out by then. But I think you guys are going to kind of be crawling to the January transfer window to try and get somebody in to really figure it out. And I really am not trolling, boys. Like, I am concerned about your guys' team. Like, the offense is there to like go and get it done, but I mean, you saw it in the Arsenal match. You got to be able to close out games, and when you got Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans putting basically own goals in the back of the net, not providing a lot of love for your goalie who has conceded 8 goals in 4 games, I really am not sure what you guys are going to be able to do to stop Bayern Munich. And then, you know, Copenhagen and Galatasaray are going to be coming for your heads because you guys are the big boys. So you're going to get their best version of whatever their game's going to be. I would be worried. I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely worried with 39 years old Johnny Evans in the back, bro.
Yeah.
And it's looking like a snail.
I think he's 33, but still.
All right, whatever. All right.
I love Johnny Evans. He did not look good, though.
He's a United legend. But, Sean, you want to touch a little bit on Group B? What are you feeling? Some thoughts?
Arsenal has to win this one. No question about it. Sevilla, good Spanish side, always seems to do well in either Europa or Champions League whenever they play. I mean, those Spanish teams that are outside of like the top 3 big ones of like Atletico, Real, and Barca, they always seem to find a way to make good runs. So I think it's likely Sevilla takes the 2 spot there. I don't know enough about Lens, the French side. But obviously, we know PSV also has some talent. Is Javi Simon still on loan at PSV, actually? No, he went.
No,
he got loaned up somewhere else. Yeah, he's going. But PSV had a good run in the Eredivisie last season, though. I know that for sure. And obviously,
they had Johan Bakayoko, very talented player.
Yep.
And
so that earned them the bid.
Dest and Tillman are there now,
yeah,
too,
Dest
right?
and Tillman are there at PSV.
Yeah.
And Sevilla, keep in mind.
Pepe's there, no?
Yes, Pepe is
there. Oh, yeah, that's right.
United action. Or USA action there. But Sevilla is looking to sign Sergio Ramos on a free, so you know that might be pretty big for them, to be honest. All right, so then we got Groups E, pretty weak group with Celtic, Lazio, Atletico, and Feyenoord. I mean, if Atletico doesn't get out of that group, it's a failure. And then you got Group F, the big one. Dapper and Sean, you guys spoke about Group F, but I mean that is clearly the group of death. Personally, I'm going with Milan and PSG. I think that's what Dapper and Sean did as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if Dortmund managed to squeak through. And Newcastle, I mean, they are actual frauds. So
yeah,
they are going down to Europa League quick.
Yeah. They were certainly on fraud alert. They then were moved to fraud watch. They are frauds. They are frauds.
The goals dried up quick to anybody that isn't a dog shit team, clearly.
Yeah, bro. Is Eddie Howe going to be out the door by the end of the year if they don't perform? Like,
No, I don't think so. Okay, the goals have been drying up, but I also think it's going to be interesting if they can find a way to get through to like the knockout stage. I know that's very tough, but make opponents come to Newcastle upon Tyne in the north of England, the northernmost Premier League team, on like a cold, Tuesday night or Wednesday night. That's going to be, I think that's going to be a really tough battle for a lot of teams to make that trek north end. The Geordies and the Magpies can unite and just make that place chaos for any opposing team to come up there, because there's something different about that atmosphere. So I honestly, even though I sent the Premier League or in the Champions League prediction video, I did take PSG and AC Milan as well. Part of the reason because I want to see Pulisic do well too at AC. I would like to see Newcastle find a way so that we can see some opponents make the trek up there.
Yeah, I mean, Can you do it on a rainy Tuesday or Wednesday at St. James Park? We're about to see there. We're about to see. But honestly, pretty intrigued with Group C. Napoli and Real Madrid, but they're going to be two titans clashing. I don't see Napoli having as good of a run this year, losing Min Jae Kim in the back. But, I mean, obviously love watching Vara and the rest of the Napoli gang, Osimhen. So we'll see. I definitely see Madrid and Napoli getting through there. Group D, you got Inter, Benfica, Salzburg, and Sociedad. I mean, Inter is definitely the front runner there. And then probably Benfica will squeak through. I don't know if it'll be a squeakage, but maybe Salzburg could manage some points and maybe get in there. But Group G, I mean, Leipzig and City again. This is like the 15th time Leipzig has come up against City. I watched the video of them doing the draw, and they shot to like the Leipzig management, and they're like this. As soon as they threw the City group, it was the funniest thing. So obviously, I mean, not obviously, but it's got to be City and Leipzig going through. And then H, we've got Barca, Porto, Shakhtar, and Royal Antwerp. So, any last remarks?
That last group is like, oof. Like, if Barcelona doesn't come out on top, there, yikes.
Yeah, Xavi out if they don't come out of that group.
Yeah.
The Group F made a lot of these other groups just like really competitive for teams that would normally just be seen as the very obvious like third and fourth option, you know. I mean, Arsenal clearly just number one. You know, you could see any three of those teams in Group B coming out. Group D is going to be mega competitive. Same deal with E and H. Honestly, it's like normally you have a very clear cut number 1 and 2, but because Group F is such a giant filled, loaded team and group, it's going to be really fun to see, you know, if Celtic, Real Sociedad, and some of these other teams that may be normally seen as the third and fourth option to maybe get in there and really make a deep run.
I was thinking the same thing with Group D. Like, obviously Inter, but I could see any three of those. Like, I got Real Sociedad has a lot of good young guys. I could see any one of those being the second team.
It'd also be nice to see some of these guys that we haven't seen play in the Champions League. And then, you know, we could start scouting rookies for,
to actually get some legit rookie value.
Exactly. But I guess speaking about rookies, rookie cards in general, I want to kick it off with Steve because he's our singles expert. How are you feeling with the singles market with Gravenberch now getting the transfer to Liverpool and Sesko now at Leipzig getting the double coming off the bench? How do you feel those cards will adjust?
We'll see because Gravenberch, is it Gravenberch or Gravenberch, by the way?
Gravenberch.
I'm just going to call him Gravy. So Gravy cards, I think it was like 2.5 years ago or so, had a big spike. Like a lot of people were talking about him. He was a rookie with Jude and Musiala. So there's a lot of other good rookies that year. But we'll see. I mean, in my opinion, you guys know how I feel. Capitalize on the transfer because right now as stuff is going, like, it was funny. I had a single show last Thursday, so this is like, I think this is right before Gravy had his transfer, and like I was running through some cards, and normally like Gravenberch doesn't sell. This doesn't sell at all, and if he does, it sells for like not much, and people are like, oh, I want the gravy. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give you the gravy. And then the Gravenberch card sold really well, and then he had the transfer the next day. So capitalize on the transfer. We'll see how much playing time he's going to give at Liverpool. I don't know. So, and then who was the other one you said?
Benjamin
Sesko. Sesko's a beast. I've always thought Sesko is very good, and he had a spike about a year ago, and like 3 months ago, you could buy his cards for like pennies on the dollar. They just were not expensive at all. So, I mean, buy him because they're not going to go crazy because he's still, you know, he's not at like a massive club or in a big, massive league. So, buy him, but they're not going to go crazy until he gets a big transfer. That's the thing. That's my thought on Sesko. Like, he's a buy the entire time because even after, like, the brace, they're not going to skyrocket to a point where they're unaffordable. So, I could see buying him because there's just a lot more room to grow because he still can get a transfer. Gravenberch's transfer is here. It's over. So his pump is over unless he turns into the second coming. That's my thoughts.
No, I would say like what, gold and below if you're looking to get Sesko?
Yes, pretty much. I mean, like refractors, $2.99. It's more or less, but not if he gets a transfer. He gets a transfer, all of a sudden those refractors are going to be $10 for about 2 days. So capitalize. 1 day eBay auctions, soccer singles with ProSend Steve on Wednesdays. 9:30 p.m. Bookmark.
I might be biased here a bit, but over Sesko and who was the other one we were talking about?
Gravenberg.
Oh,
Gravy.
yeah. Gravy, of course. How could I forget? Evan Ferguson after this weekend. I might be a bit biased just because of the weekend, but he had a big pump in his market value this past weekend after the hat trick. We had a weekend of a hat trick, so I saw a couple Ferguson white sparkles and zebras. Those were shooting up big time, and understandably so.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was looking up Evan Ferguson cards. I'm not going to lie. Fati's another one. I know he's not a rookie, but I think his stuff's going to do really well.
Fati has so many autos in every set, though. Like, you can get...
No, I'm talking about low-numbered stuff. Forget about the autos.
Stuff, yeah. Okay.
Low-numbered stuff.
He's still only 20 years old, so he's still got, 2-3 years till... Like, if he doesn't make it in 2-3 years, then, like, he's dusted. But, this is a good opportunity for him to really, like, assert himself as a top player. I
mean, he could turn into a mega star at Brighton. Like you said, he's still literally 20 years old. He could turn into an absolute mega star. And think about those, like... Alex had the steal at my single show. He picked up that Fati white field level. When I was packing that up, I was like, oh, shit, I wish I still had this card.
Yeah,
it's a nice
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The thing with Brighton is, do you guys think that they're going to continue to build like a roster like with these guys, like start to compete for Champions League, or are they just going to, because the culture that the coach seems to be holding where he's not playing João Pedro, for a couple weeks there where he didn't feel like his work rate was high enough, yada, yada, yada. But when they sell Moses Caicedo, he's like upset about it, talking about we want guys that are going to be here. Are they going to actually start to build a team, or are they just going to be that next club that like Evan Ferguson's going out the door for $100 million in a year or two, Like, I would love to see them just like be a new team. Like, don't just be classic and just move your guys. Like, keep them, build, pay them, like find a way to keep them in your club and compete. But what do you guys think?
I just think they're going to continue with the model. It's working, obviously. Evan Ferguson goes out the door, and then somebody comes right in behind him. You know what I mean? I think the Fati thing was kind of an anomaly because they were able to get him at like a discounted rate because of everything he's been through at Barcelona with the injuries and stuff. So I don't see it. That did cross my mind for a second. I was like, ooh, maybe Brighton could be that next Newcastle-esque team.
I hope. It would be cool.
It would be awesome. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Barca is paying a percentage of Fati's
Exactly.
stuff.
They got him at a discounted rate.
So it was like a no-brainer for them to bring him on. But speaking of Barcelona, I did some digging, and they only spent $3.4 million in this transfer window, and they were able to bring in João Felix on loan, João Cancelo on loan, Oriol Romeu. Oriol Romeu was the most expensive transfer at $3.4 million. Kind of crazy, right? But good for Barca. They're building hopefully a Champions League, big run for them. But we got to talk about Jude Bellingham. Come on. This guy is literally carrying Real Madrid on his back at the ripe young age of 20 years old. If you haven't been watching Real Madrid, they're 4-0. Jude has scored, I think, 4 goals already this year. He already has more goals than Eden Hazard has had at Real Madrid in his entirety of his career there. So as far as Jude goes, you make a monster signing. That is exactly what you need from an impact standpoint when you're spending like millions of pounds on a top youth player. Obviously he's not even 21. He can't even drink in the USA. So any thoughts? Do we think he's gonna keep going like at a steady pace here with Madrid?
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in Jude. We were talking about it a little bit before after I percied that gold with Mr. Serea on the FaceTime, bro. That'll be a moment in time forever that I will cherish with that guy right below me, because that was beautiful, man. That was so much fun. When you look at his prices, like, they are high. But man, like, if they make a run, I don't see where his market isn't going to continue to go up a little bit. And this is going to seem like but when you go to card shows, there's a lot of people that still don't know anything about soccer. So you can get into some dollar bins, $5 bins, and probably find a juicy Jude Bellingham on the occasion. Find someone that you can maybe get an entire lot to get that cost average down with a good Jude in it. If you can do that, absolutely spend the money, because even if they don't get it done this year. They don't make a big push. I do think as soon as they get, I mean, they're going to bring in Killian. Like, it's going to happen. It almost seems like an absolute lock that he's going to be on the roster eventually. Jude's a monster. He's so young. His value is just seems super safe to invest in if you're looking for a long-term guy. And if you're looking for a quick flip, go try and find like a couple cool, base autos if you can get them for the cheap, and then wait for a big old highlight package to pop off from, game week 1 of the Champions League final, because truthfully, that's what's going to drive the price. A lot of people don't invest off of truly the player. They're on Twitter, they see a big old highlight pop off, and it's straight to eBay to see what deals they can find. So that's my thought on the old lad.
Yeah, he's already won over the Madrid fans, especially with that game winner against Getafe the other night. Also, Getafe in this past week, they brought in Mason Greenwood on loan, and there's a ton of controversy now.
No.
With, like, Spanish. Oh, you didn't see that, Dapper?
Yeah.
They brought Mason Greenwood on loan into the La Liga. But anyways, yeah, about Jude. Winning over the fans already, only 4 or 5 games in, and they're already saying this is going to be the guy that is going to be make or break for the the league title, and it's going to be the one to carry them deep into the Champions League. And it's just true.
I mean, if you think about it, next year they bring in Killian. Jude's still 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Rodrigo, Vinny, they're all still so young. And then you got Camavinga. Camavinga might be my favorite player to not make jokes about, but just because he's just such a unit. He can play goalie, he can manage, he can literally pack my groceries, bro. He can cash me out at the register. This guy can do it all.
He can't play left back, though. Did you see what happened last semifinal against Bernardo Silva? Do you guys remember that? They put Camavinga
is that dude.
Back. He got smoked, though. Yeah, Bernardo is that dude.
I mean, Bernardo's a wizard, let's be honest.
I mean, going back to Jude real quick, I don't know if I'd be buying his cards right this instant, because it's kind of ridiculously high. Because I'm sorry, but the goals are going to dry up just based off of the position he plays, based off of the guys he plays with. If he can somehow manage to bag 20 goals on the season, that'll be incredible. That'll do wonders for his market, because I don't know, has he ever had more than 11 or 12? I don't know. You guys tell me. With Dortmund, I don't think he has.
No, maybe
I think
not. I think he's just that star factor goals where it's you need a goal. He either is going to be a part of it. And I agree with you. His market is dumb. So that's why I said earlier, it's the point I made where it's if you can find it for a good price, but that's really the only way. You're not going to get on eBay and get some sick card. You got to go to a show and, kind of just find a guy that just doesn't know what they're talking about and get a good price. That when I say buy Jude, it's going to be tough to find something that's worth your while, but if you can, absolutely scoop it up.
Very nice. Yeah, I was looking at getting a gold rookie, $500.
Yeah, it's too late.
I got an out of 50 for you. I'll give you a good deal on.
It's not a PSA 10.
Yeah, no, it's not.
All right. Sean, I want to give you the spotlight. This weekend, you had another good weekend with the old Spurs. Talk me through the Sunny revival. I want to know your thoughts.
I'm not getting too ahead of myself. It was against Burnley, even though it was away at Turf Moor. It's just nice to see for the first time in ages we go down in the first 4 minutes, which is fine. We know that attacking footy with Ange ball is going to leave gaps in the back. It happened in the first 5 minutes of the game. We conceded, but I mean, just the squad looked phenomenal. We rebounded and we just ended up thrashing them. And yeah, Sonny with the hat trick was nice to see, giving him confidence back. The main difference though was Richie was out of the squad. Can't stand Richarlison honestly at this rate, and just Sonny up top and Solomon on the side, just producing chances all game long. I think is what made that day so special for Tottenham.
Richarlison has more yellow cards taking his shirt off than goals. It's crazy.
Than goals.
But Matters is actually he's carrying in the midfield there.
He is. Did you guys see Romero's goal, by the way? Right now, contender for goal of the season. Christian Romero's. Outside the box, 20 yards out, top bins off the post. It's like a Messi world-class strike. You're going to have to watch that back. For center back, it was crazy.
We'll definitely have to watch it back.
Richarlison is getting over $100 million, or $100,000 a week. That is his salary for the production that he's getting. I don't know how you get him out of the team just to go spend that on some other guys. But Lord Almighty, that dude is not good at putting the ball in the back of the net.
It was so
yeah,
funny
but who's
because
going to pay for him and his salary?
Yeah, I think it's an Ansu Fati thing where it's better to just get him partially off the books and bring in some younger players that you're going to start developing, because it's just jokes when he steps onto the field, man. For real, it's like a little bit of the
Well,
Kai
Fati's
Havertz
like
disease
20
right now.
years old. How old is Richarlison? That's the problem. Like, who's willing to take somebody like that?
Send him to Saudi.
Everybody's
yeah, exactly.
freaking out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but everybody's freaking out because he cost $60 million. But in my head, it's like, yeah, that was $60 million just washed. Like, it's gone, completely wasted down the drain. But at the same time, we got like $100 million player like Madison for like $30 million. We got Basuma for $30 million. When you look at Basuma for $30 million versus Caicedo and Enzo for 120, you could have had Basuma for 30, a quarter of the price of each of them individually. So I think we just have to write off for Charleston's cost. It was really funny because the commentator in the Burnley game was like, when we were winning like 4-1, they said like a comment like, "Oh, and there's Richarlison warming up, and it's the last thing the Burnley defenders want to see with his pace that he's going to bring onto the pitch." And I'm just like, did they just say that with Richie getting light? That like this is what they want to see. He's just such a tough watch. Terrible first touch, terrible attitude and everything, and he's just overall I think bad for the squad. Even though he's Brazil's number 9, still just not good enough. So, adios, Richie. In my eyes,
He's Brazil's number 9 is
that is
more
ridiculous.
concerning than anything.
It's crazy. It's wild.
All right, I think it's about time. Fantasy, how'd we do? I guess I'll kick it off. I got 73 points. Holland had over half of those. He had 40 points. Onana getting another goose egg for me, and the back line once again not proving fruitful. Benzini's got to get it together. Dapper, you're making a little. You're climbing the ladder now, bro. You used your your wild card, and now you're feeling glorious. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling glorious, but definitely feeling better than how I started. And I was chastised on this program for using my wild card as early as I did, but it's starting to pay off. Had to get Holland in the squad and figure some other things out. Romero getting a goal. I'm liking the steps that I'm taking. But like you talked about, now it's going to be these next 2 weeks or a week or so to watch the international break. I've got 2 transfers stacked up for me to see who I can move out and who I can bring in to really take that next step, because it's great that I'm scoring. I had 80 points this week, so just above the average. But if I really want to climb into that first page of our, top 100, rankings, I'm going to have to do some stuff that's going to be special here. So, but I'm very happy with the squad now, and just got to keep working to see who I can bring in that's going to be that next big pop off.
You know who is in the first page? Sean. Sean, you are on 14th place, dude.
The guy.
You're absolutely smacking it right now.
He's crushing the Spurs.
It was a good week because of Trent. Trent produced with the assist and the shutout, and then Madison Odegaard in the midfield, and obviously Holland. I think the only mistake I made, I forgot to make a transfer again because of the Friday game. I thought there were only Saturday games, and I was going to just take out Onana for Ederson. So I left like 3 points or so, I think, on the table there. Other than that, going well. Same thing as Alex. I have 2 transfers stacked up for the international break, so I'm going to be making 2 changes probably before the 16th of September game week. And doing good so far.
Steve, how'd you do?
You know what? I didn't do terrible. I mean, listen to this. Hold on. Listen to the guys I got goals from and still drop points. Anthony Elanga, that's a pull. Tim Ream, that's a pull. Darwin Nunez had me 8 points. Holland, obviously. And Onana again with the goose egg. You know what hurt me? That fucking Garnacho offsides. Oh, that would have been, oh my God. I would have probably gained a lot of points, actually.
I celebrated like we had won the World Cup.
Oh, me too.
When he scored, and then 30 seconds later, I'm just head in hands. And then Arsenal go down, they score. I'm like, life is so great. Not a great feeling. Definitely not a great feeling.
That was a double whammy for me because when Garnacho scored, I was in the car. I was listening on the radio. And if you haven't ever listened to Man United on the radio with the English guys on the thing, definitely do it. It's phenomenal. But I'm in the car driving, and he scored, and I went nuts because I fantasy match winner, and then it all just fell apart. Oof.
Yeah, that definitely crumbled a lot faster than pulling the wrong thing out of a Jenga game.
Yeah. Oh, man. that was rough. I mean, so I definitely need to make some tweaks to the fantasy team because again, I thought I had a decent week and I still dropped points. So we'll see.
I feel like
Something's got to
Nacho
change.
might be a tough play just because of minutes. Like he only had.
Well, that's one of the guys I'm thinking of transferring out. But like right now, I don't really have any other options on my team. So I haven't used any transfers. Still got wild card and everything. I'm not that worried, but the first place doesn't look like it's happening. Put it that way.
I mean, anything's possible, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Don't
You
cut
never
yourself
know.
out. Yeah, you use the wild card properly. Use your triple captain. Use your
Yeah, I
bench
haven't even
boost.
used any of that yet either. That's true.
So, don't count yourself out yet. I mean,
That's true.
but another exceptional week from Ethan Rodas. 99 points. Oh my gosh, this guy's team is insane. He literally had everyone. He had Emblemo. He only had, I mean, obviously his back line was Saliba, Trippier, Estupinian, and Pope, but besides that, he had Mitoma, Saka, Odegaard, Son, Embuemo, Darwin, and Holland. I mean, the guy absolutely smashed it. Shout out Ethan. I think that's our second or third time maybe shouting you out. Clearly, you've done your research, and you are going for first place prize. So shout out Ethan. Well done, brother.
I have to say, I don't know how it happened, but I think we got some ringers in our. These guys are probably in like 30 different leagues. Has to be. These guys are ringers, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, but without them, the league would be weak. So
That's true.
Appreciate them.
Shout out to the ringers.
yes. All right. Are you ready for a little game?
Do you want to play a game?
Do
I'm
you
gonna
want
put
to
the
play a
Saw
game?
face. Yeah, I'm gonna put the Saw mask over top of it.
You want to play a game?
Oh boy. Check
All right.
your windows.
It's just trivia. So,
Can't wait.
All right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6-ish questions. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. So, who was the first American to score in his Serea debut?
Christian Pulisic.
Boom. Very, very, very quick.
I was going to say that, and I was like, it seems too obvious. But I guess
Yeah.
Benzini's going with the obvious
Alex.
questions here.
All right. We are going to the Prem now. Who has scored the quickest hat trick in Premier League history? Like, the time space between 3 goals.
Youngman Son.
Erling Haaland.
CR7.
No.
Can you give us a
I'll
year?
tell you. I'll give you a hint. He played for Southampton.
Danny Ings.
Can you give us
Shea
a time
Adams?
frame?
He scored in like a hat trick in 16 minutes.
No, I mean, like when was it? Is he still an active player, or is this
He's
like
still
30
an
years
active
ago?
player, but he is
With
no
another
longer in
team.
the Prem.
Okay.
Peter Crouch.
No. Peter Crouch played for Stoke.
Stoke. Yep.
He plays for Southampton. Come on, think, guys. You definitely know who
Currently
this is.
plays or played?
No, he played. Past
He played.
tense.
He's still playing, but not with
But
Southampton
now
in the
it's
Prem.
Southampton.
Correct.
Jesus.
Gareth Bale. No idea.
You're
I'm
making
done,
you guys
bro.
are Benzini. Wait,
Yeah.
are we all gonna be like, oh, I know who that is, or it's gonna
Yeah,
be like
yeah.
a lesser no?
He used to play for Liverpool as well. He went from Southampton to Liverpool, but he scored his hat trick at Southampton.
Alex, this is all you, Mr. Liverpool.
Did Sadio Mane come from Southampton?
Yes.
Where did Sadio Mane come from?
Yes. Southampton.
Yeah, Alex is like,
I have no idea, boys. I'm duds.
Sean,
Yeah,
looks
dude.
like it's on the tip of your tongue.
On the,
Sadio
it's not on the
Mane.
tip of my tongue.
It's Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
Is that who it
was
is?
Sadio.
Yeah, it is. It actually is.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
Sean got it.
Well, why did you
All
say it when I said his name at least?
No, because you weren't confident. You gotta
Okay,
make sure
fair.
you're confident
All
with your
I
answer.
didn't lock it in. Sorry.
You
Next
need-
time
you
I'll
need to
say
be- you need to be
Final
locking it in.
answer.
I'll
All right.
lock in the answer. Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for the next one? This is there are 3 players in this answer. Who are the 3 players to score in every single minute of a football match?
All leagues.
At all 90, they've scored a goal in the first minute all the way to the 90th minute. And so they're older players.
Ronaldo.
Boom, there's one.
Yeah, I was going to
Messi.
say Ronaldo for sure.
No.
Wait, who was the other one that you just said?
It's
Messi
not
has not scored. He has not scored in the first minute of a match, so he's still, trying to score in the first minute.
Is Alan Shearer one?
Zlatan, there's two.
Okay.
Shearer's not one?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Harry Kane.
This one's will be a little bit more challenging. I'll give you a little. He also played for Liverpool and Barca. He played for Liverpool and Barca.
Mm-hmm.
And how long ago did he play?
He played. I mean, if I give you where he played,
Well, just give me, is he still playing? And if he played 20 years ago, you know what I mean?
he's still playing, correct? But he is not on a top team anymore.
Okay.
He
Luis Suarez.
boom.
Ooh,
there you
nice.
go, Sean. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
This is a
Wow, so there's
two-parter.
no real older guys that scored in every minute. Wow,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
They're more like modern but older
Yeah.
to us. All right, next question. Who holds the record for the most Premier League assists in one season? It is a tie between two players.
KDB.
There's one. Who's the other?
Current or former?
Harry Kane?
He is a former Gooner.
Ooh,
Former Gooner.
Patrick Vieira.
Cesc Fabregas?
That's a good guess.
He's a pundit.
Yeah, it's raps for me.
It's not Henri, is it?
I was going
It
to say
is Henri.
Wow.
nice,
You know what? Henri popped into my head before Vieira, but I think of Henri as a goal scorer.
Very nice,
So,
very nice.
Wow. Okay.
All right, next one. Who has scored the most hat tricks in the Premier League?
Wayne Rooney.
Holland.
He's a retired player.
Alan Shearer.
No.
I always default to Shearer. It's not Shearer.
Every question, Alan Shearer.
Alan
Most
Shearer.
clean sheets, Alan Shearer.
Oh, bro.
He played with Balotelli. Balotelli
Aguero.
supplied his only assist. Yes, Aguero.
That
He
was
has
a good
12.
one.
He has 12. Yeah, that was a solid one.
Technically, I'm killing you guys on this, but whatever. Keep moving.
No, you're not. Every Liverpool question this guy hasn't gotten yet. Just for
Correct.
us,
I
big
still have
Liverpool
3
guy.
points.
He didn't get the Sadio Mane. He didn't get the Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez,
Yeah.
I still have 3
The
points.
Mane one was borderline embarrassing.
Ben's little game. Ben's little game is just making us all look like fools, really. That's all.
All right,
it is.
this is the last one. It's more of a it's a 5-person answer.
Jesus.
Who are the top 5 goal scorers of all time in the Champions League?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo is
Messi.
number 1. Messi
Yeah.
is number 2.
Olivier Giroud.
Try not.
Mm-mm. Did you say Trent?
No, I said try not to get one wrong.
Oh, yeah. So Ronaldo 1, Messi 2. There's still 3 more.
Yeah, let's not just keep saying Alan Shearer and stuff. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
This player currently plays for
I feel-
Barcelona in the 3rd position.
And he's still on Barcelona.
Lewandowski.
Correct.
Oh, nice. Nice pull.
I honestly
Yeah.
still forget he's there because I think Barcelona. I think all these super young guys. Lewandowski doesn't pop into my head.
I feel like
All right, number
Gareth Bale
4.
has a ton of goals. I feel like Gareth Bale has a ton.
He's
I
not
don't know
in
if he
there,
makes
though.
the list.
I was
Does
gonna
he
say
not? Okay.
Rooney just because United had that crazy run where they were.
Yeah, definitely not Rooney.
Yeah.
Number 4 is a Ballon d'Or winner. And he...
Kareem Benzema.
Correct.
There,
Very
yeah.
nice, Steve. All right,
Yeah,
the 5th one is going to
why did I
be...
say Bale? Benzema. Yeah.
The 5th one's going to be challenging. It is an ex-Spaniard who used to play for Real Madrid in the number 5.
No, sorry, I was gonna say Villa. Obviously not. X. I know I keep asking, current or former?
Retired.
Okay.
He's the only one that's actually retired from this list.
it just shows you how much more goals they're scoring now. Maybe right? It has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, he did squeak into the 5th spot. You guys throwing in the towel?
Oh, wait. Give me like 30
You
seconds.
just gotta keep giving us hints until you're
He's a
literally
lefty.
feeding it to us.
He's a lefty. He's got like he had longer hair in his prime. He was on Real Madrid.
Carlos Piol or whatever? Piol?
No.
Pirlo.
His name starts with an R.
Raul.
There you go.
Nice. There you go. Nice.
There you go. And
Wow,
just
he's
a
in the
quick fact.
5th?
He's the
I would have
5th,
never
yeah.
guessed. Wow.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know. Wow.
I remember a little tidbit here. He played for the Cosmos like 10
did?
years ago on Long Island. Yeah, so I saw him play at Hofstra literally 10 years ago.
Would love to have seen him play. But a little fact, this past weekend, it was the first time there were 3 trebles since 1995 in the Prem. So was
Alan
was
Shearer
definitely
was one of them.
Yo, can we get this guy out of here?
Best, also one of the best autographs in terms of penmanship in the game.
Correct.
And I sold one of his autographs on Whatnot for way too cheap. Oh, that's one I wish I could have back.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything else. I thought that was pretty
was
solid.
humbling. Thanks for your
Yeah,
game.
you guys
man.
got humble.
That
Very
was humbling.
humbling.
We all look like
Yeah.
fools. Alex, that was really rough.
Yo, you just see Alex like
The Mane one, I was stunned. I was like,
out
how did you
Mane.
not get that one? I would have never gotten that one because I had no idea that Mane was ever at Southampton. No
I
idea.
didn't really start paying attention to soccer until 2015, and it was like Liverpool, and that was pretty much
Yeah, but
it.
didn't Mane come into Liverpool around that time?
No, not until like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So you were paying attention.
Not to Southampton. I was like
But he
watching
transferred to
Liverpool,
Liverpool
and
in
that's it.
2017.
But it wasn't like that for me.
It
Until
wasn't like
Are you
that.
saying that you're a fraud, Alex?
I am a fraud.
Sounds like it.
Yo,
He's
we're
just
putting
a
Alex
Man
on
United
spot.
hater, Liverpool stan.
Listen, I wasn't even trolling like you guys are seriously in trouble. Like Ten Hag has no idea what he's fucking doing. with
Just
that
no shit.
team.
You were watching the same game because we could have easily won that game. That's my point.
But
We
you didn't.
outplayed them in the second half, and the third goal is irrelevant because we were pushing for a tie.
As soon
That's
as
tough.
Rasmus came on, though, he changed the game. It was very
Exactly.
noticeable.
That's why I'm like, our
Changed the
attack
game
was
and-
really good. Jimmy Garnacho,
It doesn't matter if you
Rashford,
score,
Rasmus.
If you score 5 goals, if you're letting in 6 or 7, it doesn't matter.
But we're
Yeah,
not.
it is
that's the
unfortunately
problem.
still a L, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
But
I'm not on fraud watch alert or anything like that. This guy's making it sound like we lost 3-1. That game we easily could have won 2-1. He's making it sound like we lost 3-1 and got blown out of the water the entire game.
I just think your defense is bad, and we're gonna find out real quick here in the next 2 to 3 weeks if you guys
So
have got
the
got it or
defense
not.
is bad, and we let up 2 goals really because the third one doesn't count because we were literally
How
pushing.
does it not count?
I mean,
Because
it
we were-
It still
we were-
counts.
I mean, let's be
It still
honest.
counts.
No, it
Come on.
counts, but I'm saying the only reason it went in is because we were full on. We were pressing for a tie. Like that wouldn't have happened. That's my point. It wouldn't have happened if they weren't pressing for the tie.
But it did because you were
That's
pressing
football,
for a tie
Steve.
'cause
Come
you got
on.
scored on. Yeah, come on now.
Okay, all right.
Spin zone.
Liverpool
Mr.
sucks.
Spin
All right,
zone
guys,
over.
that is going to be it for episode 5. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching on whatever platform you are viewing. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Love you guys.